For having one full minute of things, it's still just not enough to get everything done and dealt with and shared and whatnot. But whatever, life is what it is. Good evening, everybody. We took a quick break last week, and we are back now again for another Dilem-Monday that will hopefully be insightful, fun, and if nothing else, you can make fun of me because that's what the world does, isn't it? So, cool. Great. Happy Monday, everybody.
Is it?
It was.
I thought every Dilem-Monday is supposed to be a happy Monday.
It
You would-
is happy Monday.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
All right, you got it to work.
Yeah, no, it's just one goddamn problem after another.
So it's life.
Life. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's cool. You got it ready. We were doing other things. Corey was putting together. He's got the album release March 23rd. So he was just doing a whole bunch of stuff. So we didn't have a lot of time to prepare. But you did a lot of tell everybody about your video that you were filming this weekend.
Oh, it was a good time. We're going to put out a video to correspond with the release of the song that's coming out. We filmed it in Collinsville at the Grindstone. Shout out to the Grindstone. Zach from Postfix, Zach, who's been on our show many times. He is the one who filmed everything. So I thank you to Zach. But we'll talk more about that. Not this week, but the following week when the song actually comes out while we're on the air.
But if you guys see that Corey's been putting stuff out between Karen, Bella helping Corey, and Steph, our normal social media person. Every day we've been trying to release little different things about it. But Songbird's going to be it's a really good song, and yesterday was a lot of fun getting that all together.
There were moments that it seemed like it might go haywire. There were moments you certainly had your doubts and you were all freaking out and panicking, but you do that sometimes. And you got through it and you made it happen and I made it happen and it was all good.
It was just, so what happened was Corey played a lot, when he was a kid at the Grindstone in Collinsville. It used to be called Wilson's. It was called a lot of different names. And the owner, Chuck's a great guy. He said, yeah, Corey, if you need it, no problem. The problem was we get there and no one there knew that Chuck said yes about this thing, even though it was shared on social media by the Grindstone. So things weren't exactly probably put where they would want it to have been. And we had to make do very, very quickly. And it's not a gigantic area. And I had no idea that there was a pool table now in the middle of a very small area to begin with. So, but everybody did their job. They made shit happen. It was pretty cool. Very large crowd in there. So it all worked. It did definitely work out. It was just, like everything. Dave, have you ever had a smooth show where everything just worked right?
That happens occasionally. Granted, comedy's a lot less complex, the setup. You just need sound and microphone. It's not like the amps and instruments and everything and the complexity stuff you've got to do. So unfortunately, there's much more of a risk for problems. One cable being off can throw off an entire performance. So I certainly relate to the problems you're referring to.
Yes. And, one also I want to shout out to Isabel. Isabel is so good. She got on and played the violin for a little bit to start off, and she played like one of my favorite songs ever. We're just trying to warm up, and she plays Yesterday on the violin.
Great song.
Oh my goodness. And I tell you, one of the first songs that I ever bought was the Seekers album. Now the Seekers, their big song was Georgie Girl. But on that same album, they put out a release of Yesterday also. Obviously, it was the Beatles.
It's the most recorded song in history.
Yeah. So the Seekers version was really the first version I saw or heard. I was like 4 years old. So it was probably like 69. So 1969, the first version of Yesterday I heard was the Seekers, not the Beatles. One of the girls from my block came over and she used to bring over like records and stuff to listen to. She was a few years older than me and she'd bring it over the house and we'd play it on the record player and stuff. But yeah, I heard that. I remember my first few songs were Georgie Girl, then the Seekers version of Yesterday, and then Petula Clark had the song Downtown. And those were like, boom. That's the first things that I ever made my parents go out and buy for me. So when she plays Yesterday on the violin, it was so damn good. I was like, wow, what a way to start the show. And everybody just clapped out of there because she's that good on violin. You know, you don't expect to see in like a little bar this like premier violinist coming there and killing it like that. She was great. Corey, what was the next? She's played another great song right after that.
I'm trying to think of what it was. There was a lot going on yesterday that I had to deal with, so I'm just trying to remember. At that point, I was greeting people as they were coming through the door while Zach was doing the sound check. So, she played a Sinatra song I know at one point. No, it wasn't Sinatra. It was Nat King Cole. She played Love.
Yeah, no, she was killing it. She played some great music, and then everybody played. They did a whole bunch of Harry Chapin stuff. Pretty cool. But anyway, Corey, what's this show about?
So since again we were off last week for the observance of the Jewish holiday of Purim, where you are supposed to drink to the point where you cannot recall which one person in the story is from another. I did not do that personally, but
That is a real holiday, by the way. That is a real thing. So if you're looking to join Judaism for one day a year, Purim, real good date. You get to dress up as like a king, or if you're a female, a queen, or if you're a dude, I guess you could dress as a queen. King Esther, Queen Esther. And what's the king's name again, Corey?
Ahasuerus.
Yeah, if you want to be him. Or you could be the villain.
You're not going to try to pronounce it?
No. You could be the villain. You could be Haman.
Yes.
No,
yes, and the only thing I will mildly put in about anything, that if you remove the first letter and the last two letters of the name Kulmani, you have the name Haman.
I'll believe you.
I was about to say, I was trying to do it in my head, but
from the same area. That is the Prussia thing going on. Persian.
Persia. Yeah.
Prussia's German.
Those I was going to say, they were another set of problems at another point.
But so Haman's the bad guy. You know, he's one of the few guys who wants to kill all the Jews. You know, there's always that guy who shows up. But have you ever eaten a Humantaschen?
Yes, a Hamantaschen
at the bakery.
It's a little triangular cookie with whether it's a jelly filling, sometimes it's a chocolate or cream filling, sometimes it's a poppy seed filling. It all depends on who you ask and what you want to do. You can do just about anything with them.
That sounds familiar. I may have had that, but not known that's what it's called.
Yes,
they're good. They're good.
It's in the shape of Haman's hat. The Humantaschen is Haman's hat. We have some downstairs. Before the end of the show, I will bring up a Humantaschen so we can see. But it's delicious, great pastry. But that's the deal. So you eat the Humantaschen, which is delicious pastry, and you drink as much as you want. Overdrink because it's part of the holiday.
You are commanded to be joyful, whether you want to or not.
That's joy in a nutshell. By force.
I told Lisa that when we got home, she really didn't follow the holiday way that she was supposed to.
I hear Haman. I think of that lawyer guy that's been advertising on TV.
Not Haman.
The last couple of decades.
Which, by the way, so they read this thing that's called the Megillah, and it talks about the whole story and what happened and how this whole thing came about. But every time when they mention the name Haman, there's a noisemaker, and the Jewish thing is called Grogger. It's a Grogger.
Oh, now we're really messing it up here, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, it is called, but it's a noisemaker. So that you say Haman, and all the kids, well, in this case, all the adults too, who are drinking a lot, they take their noisemakers out and they make all the noise, and you drink some more. If you were in Russia, you'd be going Gorka. If you were in Greece, you'd go Opa, and just keep drinking away. It's good stuff.
It's a commandment to listen to the whole thing twice during the holiday.
That's fun.
Yeah,
it's a blast. It happens every 30 something years. You seem to find it corresponding and happening on St. Patrick's Day. I actually somehow remember the last time that happened. As an Irish Jew, that was an interesting one.
Did the Irish part give you guilt?
No, it was just, just more liquor on top of another thing of liquor on top of another. I remember I was drinking that horrible, like, Eastern European plum liquor and Jameson.
Ooh, that sounds.
Yeah, it was a really bad combination. I felt really good the next day. It really made me feel like my best self.
That sounds terrible.
Being his best self.
I was good. Listen, as an Irish Jew, let me tell you, I am the true child of oppression. I have never felt anything. I've never felt kindness from either side.
Oh my goodness. By the
Tell
way,
me I'm wrong.
Did you share it to everything?
I shared it to just about every group I could. It's why I've been looking down this whole time.
Okay.
'Cause I'm just a rude asshole.
Yeah, no, we had a good time. Shout out also to Rabbi Gopin, Farmington Valley Chabad. He did a good job. He always has the best liquor. I've discovered this new vodka that
Zero.
I like. Zoya.
I thought it was zero.
Zoya or Zoya.
No, I think it's zero. I think it's ZYR. It has the pronunciation on the bottle as well. I think it's zero. It's a comes in a big ass bottle.
Yeah, and he had some good like other liquor too.
Oh my god, the scotch he had. Oh, it was so good. So good.
It was a good time.
I used to not be, and like, I'm not really into the whiskey family, but over the last few years, I don't know what it is about scotch that's just a little bit different than the rest. Because like even Jameson, again, with my heritage and everything, you would think that I'd be like, it's good. I like it.
It goes down smooth. It's just the after hit.
Yeah.
I'll go with my other oppressed brethren from the north of the aisle on the liquor here, the scotch.
Okay. All right. Anyway, what was this story was supposed to be about again? the show today.
So yes, we are discussing this year's nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And after giving it 2 weeks of deliberation, I am giving this class of nominees a C-.
Wow.
I need to look at the list again before
So are you going to put each person up at a time?
I was gonna say maybe what I'll do, I'm going to save this image because I didn't, like we specified, I did not have any time to get anything done to prep anything besides actually get the event on time today, which was nice. I guess the thing to do would be, let's post the image that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame themselves actually put out and not mix up last year's nominee list, which we have also on this computer. But here we go. So the 2026 nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are as follows. And I won't make comments until I'm done reading all of them. Then we'll start going through it.
Okay.
The Black Crowes, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, Ms. Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol, INXS, Iron Maiden, Joy Division / New Order, New Edition, Oasis, Pink, Sade, Shakira, Luther Vandross, and Wu-Tang Clan.
All right, so let's go.
Oh boy!
If you can share it on my page, because it doesn't come up on my page today.
Ask and you shall receive.
All right, so I guess let's just do it from left to right. Go
like from top to bottom there, alphabetically.
Right, yeah, is it alphabetically? That's not alphabetically.
That absolutely is. Black, Buckley, Carey, Collins, Etheridge.
The has a T.
Okay, but it's going by. This is the names. If you put the comma or Black Crowes, comma the.
It's like last name. It's like last name, basically. That's
Buckley, comma Jeff, Carey, comma Mariah, Collins, comma Phil.
Okay, so let's start with the Black Crowes. Are you a nay or a yay?
Yeah.
Let's start with Corey.
I'm going with
Yay.
a yay powerhouse of blues rock, brought rock and roll out of a dark spot in the late 80s, early 90s, survived grunge, got through it. One of two sets of the great arguing brothers in the history of rock and roll. How fun it would be to see all four of them on stage this year at the induction.
What is their biggest hit?
She Talks to Angels, I would probably have to say.
Okay. Do they have more than 3 top 10 hits?
They had none.
None that made the top 10. I know the album I think made it to a few of their the first album there. Again, are they the greatest selling group of all time? No. Are they possibly the most rock and roll band listed on this list? Possibly.
Are they talented? Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Corey, I'm going to leave me to last. Dave, are they worthy of Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I agree with what Corey said. They've been around for several decades. They're also pretty well known for their cover of Otis Redding's "Hard to Handle," which you might have heard. Yeah, I think that and the one Corey mentioned are probably among their best known, best recognized songs. And I think they've survived and stayed relevant for a long time. So I'll say yay.
Well, they didn't kill each other, so I guess that's probably the first.
Is that the criteria for qualification now?
James, what is your call on this one?
Well, I think any band, if they're better than the Go-Go's, they should automatically be in. So yes, the Black Crowes should definitely be in the Rock and Roll.
Where are you coming on? Put these thresholds, guys. I don't know these parameters.
So, all right. 1, James, you're wrong. The Go-Go's are better than the Black Crowes. So, as someone from the era of the Go-Go's, I much prefer. Like the Supreme Court, I think that you should look at who else is in and who else isn't in, type of thing. And when I have groups out there that, in my opinion, are a lot bigger than the Black Crowes, or artists that have had #1 hits that are not in, that's my problem with the Black Crowes. It's not so much that I have anything against the Black Crowes. It's more that why isn't the Jay Giles band in? Certainly have had #1 hits. In my opinion, a much bigger band than the Black Crowes. Styx is definitely a bigger band. Air Supply has had way more hits than them. So in my eyes, there is no way that I would put the Black Crowes ahead of some of the other bands that I just mentioned, just for sheer hits. And 80s notoriety, 90s notoriety. I don't know. Like, they're good. I like listening. You guys mentioned songs that I liked. But in my eyes, I will vote against this crowd and say, no way for me. All right. Corey, we start, or let's move it around. We'll start with Dave on this one. Jeff Buckley.
I actually had a look. I know the name, but he's a musician I don't know a lot about. And I think I'd forgotten that he died relatively young. So I just don't know enough about him to weigh in. So I may have to pass on this one.
Well, he only had one cover song that made it, so I don't know why he's nominated. So it's not like, but hallelujah, we're here. James, what is your opinion on Mr. Buckley?
I'm the same thing with Dave. I don't really know him that much except for Hallelujah. So I feel like I look on this list, there's a lot of artists that I'm not really familiar with. So I feel like some of my opinions might not be worthy of it.
No, but I think both you and Dave had the reason why I would vote the way I'm going to, but I'm going to throw it to Corey on this particular one.
Jeff Buckley got nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he's attractive and dead. His biggest hit was a cover of a Leonard Cohen song that clearly did not understand the purpose of the song. You can't make a song about a sadomasochistic relationship sound romantic and get away with it, in my eyes. And the only people who managed to, get away with it's ridiculous. He's attractive and dead. By the way, joining us briefly from the Nets game in New York.
Nets.
It's Karen.
Awesome. How's it going there, Karen? Can you hear us?
Are the Nets winning?
What is the score?
What's
I
the
don't think
score?
she can hear us.
I don't think she can hear us.
No, I think
Okay, she tried. She tried. Love that. She said she might do. But yeah, the only by the way, the thing I was going to say, the only people dumber than the nominating committee for putting Jeff Buckley on this are the people who like play Hallelujah at their wedding.
That's
Wait, she's back. Can you hear us now?
Can she hear us, or is she just showing us the Nets game? She might just be showing us the game. Hello.
Was she singing the anthem tonight? There she is. She's waving.
Hell yeah.
It's really noisy.
That is very noisy. With that in mind, Karen, I loved this idea in theory, but in practice, I might have to kill it. I am so sorry. But thank you for this live update from the Nets game.
Yes.
Okay.
Scores.
Maybe
but yeah,
she should call us on her helicopter ride home. We'll be able to hear her better.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Whatever works, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew she might pop in during this, but that's okay. But yeah, no. Yeah.
So we're saying that you are not a fan of Jeff Buckley making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even being nominated in your eyes is a disgrace.
He was just as talented, if not less talented, than his father, Tim.
Who's Tim? Tiny?
Tim Buckley, which is my point. My point being, neither Buckley belongs into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Decent songwriters, but when your biggest hit was one you didn't write, with the exception of maybe Barry Manilow, who also is not in the Hall of Fame. Lame.
Yeah, but he sings the songs that other people write.
Is Tim in the Hall of Fame, Corey?
Is who?
Tim, Jeff's dad?
Tim Buckley is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, nor should he ever even be near it.
Well, I think Cleveland would appreciate his visit, although he's dead, so probably not.
I would be concerned if Tim Buckley visited Cleveland at this point.
So I will give my opinion. There's no way he should have been even nominated. I'm utterly shocked. But hey, we have to go from there. All right, let's go to the first pop singer in this grouping. James, we start with you. Mariah Carey.
She's one of those rare people that could sing any octave, any note. I'll give it to her. Sure, why not?
All right, that's legit. We will go to let's go to Corey next.
She has an incredible range. I will give her this. She has that goddamn Christmas song that makes me want to blow my absolute out. I think her like her, I feel like she will always have other people who outshine her, just like her release of her album Sparkle, which was released on Tuesday, the 11th of September, 2001.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
So is that a yes or a no?
No, she's a diva bitch.
Okay. Well, all right, Dave.
Corey, did you mean Glitter or
Glitter? Excuse me.
Yeah,
it was Glitter. I forgot about that movie.
I hate that I'm correcting that.
So did most of the rest of us forget about Glitter.
But I was like, wait, I don't like. All right, anyway, I knew that was anyway. I also love the timing on your bleep that came out makes me want to blow my bleep out, and I was like,
yeah, I realized that.
Like, wait, what does he mean by that?
Certain censors now get very sensitive about, as the kids with the septum piercings might say, unaliving yourself, and referencing to it. So I figured I would just try to avoid the
I didn't
trigger
know if it was a
warnings.
delay from a prior curse, which sometimes happened, but okay, it was deliberate.
It's the curse of the mummy, personally.
Yeah, I think a number of songs that were big hits for her were only hits because of the name power she accumulated. But she's an incredible singer. I also am I like that Christmas song. I just feel like it's way overhyped. But she I think she's among the most number ones of any recording artist, and some of her songs are really good. So I will give her a yay.
All right. Well, now the big question is, what do you guys think I'm going to say?
No. Oh wait, no. You're gonna say yes because of how attractive she is.
You're right.
Actually, I will give her one credit point. I will actually give her a rare credit point. In the late 90s, she tried to put out a grunge album because she enjoyed the energy, so she's a poser, but she did try to put it out and she tried to fight her label to win with it, but unlike successful people, she did not win to get this released and had to have some of those songs go out with her name as a ghostwriter, and she sang simply backups on it for other artists who never had hits with them.
Okay.
But I heard that the album might come to light this year at some point. If it comes out, I might reconsider my option.
All right. Well, it was my turn that you rudely interrupted. So yes, James is right. I find Mariah Carey extremely attractive. I was always found her extremely attractive. I, unlike Corey, love that Christmas song. I think it's great. I love the movie with what's the movie? The Christmas movie where everybody,
Jesus Christ!
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Is that in that?
I'm sorry. I watched that 100 times. Every Christmas season, I love Actually.
What?
It gets to me. I like that movie.
I didn't know we'd see Craig come out as a white woman tonight. Okay.
No, I like that movie. What's his name? Plays the prime minister.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant,
who kind of looked like Tony Blair did at that moment.
I just like that he's a buffoon and he's a bumbling idiot, and he hooks up with the secretary.
I mean, the actor or the character?
Stacked cast, by the way.
Yeah, and the cast on that movie is phenomenal.
Also, would there not be hearings about that at this point? Power dynamic.
Yeah, we had a guy named Bill Clinton with that. No, but he wasn't married, so he's okay. You're allowed to be with. She's above age. She wasn't an intern, by the way. She was the actual secretary.
Secretary. Yeah, we're skating on thin ice.
And he went after Billy Bob, who's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Definitely one of my favorite movie presidents of all time. I will give you that.
Oh, Landman's such a good show. But anyway, I am seriously a yes. Mariah Carey's had tremendous hits, and we've let in pop stars. If Madonna's in there, Mariah Carey's in there. If
Are we
Cher's
gonna
in
really?
There,
are we gonna compare Madonna and Cher to Mariah Carey?
Yeah, Mariah Carey probably has more number one hits. Yeah. Just saying. If you sell more albums and more songs, granted, she had to marry the head of Sony label, Tony
number one on that end. So yeah, her own husband.
Bad days, she married Nick Cannon, which is another bad decision. But here's the thing: she shows up to places. She never wears much clothes. She's a beautiful girl. I love her. I'm in. Mariah for me.
Is it just because she's your homegirl from the island?
Yes, she's the best. I love Mariah. I didn't even know that, by the way. But anyway, let's go on. All right, I'll start this one off. Phil Collins is a 100% absolute yes, and yes. He deserves his second.
That was actually Steve Howe and Rick Wakeman, but that's okay.
What? Oh, yes. You're a dipshit. And they are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Phil deserves his second shot. He's got a great voice. He did so many things afterwards. He did scores for Broadway plays, movies.
That Tarzan soundtrack, man.
Yeah.
Phil Collins is a definite in for me. So, Corey, what do you say? Let's have you go second this time.
So, I absolutely agree. I think that he is one of those like his bandmate there, Mr. Gabriel. I believe he is one of those frontmen, lead singers, multi-instrumentalist, by the way, on his solo albums. It is a true solo album. He's playing the keys. He occasionally had guitarists and bass players like Leland Sklar, who used to play on his records. but he wrote everything out. He had massive hits as a solo artist. Like, we're talking generation defining hits. The drum solo on In the Air Tonight will go down as one of, if not the greatest. Phil Collins absolutely belongs in. I believe that you're opening the door to also people like Steve Winwood and Don Henley finally getting the justice their solo careers, in my personal opinion, have it. And let's still have it. Let's get him in while he's still healthy enough to acknowledge it. Let's not have one of these situations where these guys who are getting really, really, yeah. These
All
guys
right, let's
really
move on. Let's go on. You've taken a long time. Dave, yes or no?
Yeah, quick unpopular opinion. I never really liked the song In the Air Tonight. Nothing against the drum solo or the sound. I like a lot of his songs. That just was never high, but everything else you guys said, 100%. I even think I heard, and Corey, you could probably back me up about this, that when Peter Gabriel left, Phil's taking over of the lead singer was just like temporary while they were trying to find someone else, and it just stuck and propelled this phenomenal career. So yes, absolutely yes for me.
James.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not even without a question. He's automatically should be in. The fact that we have to wait till 2026 for him to get in is kind of insane too.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's another one, and they nominated Jeff Buckley. I'm just saying.
One thing though, anytime I think of In the Air Tonight, I think of Mike Tyson punching Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover.
Well, I have to say this. I love when our band plays In the Air Tonight. I think Michael Lanosa does a kick-ass job on that song. I love when he plays it. He gets very into it, and it's usually a crowd pleaser. So I am very shout out to Mike. I love when you play In the Air Tonight. All right, let's move on. First unanimous choice by the panel, by the way. First unanimous choice tonight. Yes. Oh, wait, I think we had a unanimous choice on Jeff Buckley as a no. So we have one person with 4 no's and one person with 4 yes. And the Black Crowes, we were a split decision. Okay, here's an interesting one. I will start this back off with Dave. Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah, I think she's terrific. I don't know if she's still performing. I don't hear the name much anymore, but I think she kind of rose from a very niche fan base and became mainstream and is a terrific performer. I believe she beat cancer. I think she had like an album about that, and just an incredible career and a phenomenal musician. I say yes.
All right, James.
I'm not too familiar with her music that much, so I'm going to pass on this one.
All right, that's a fair one. Corey.
I think, again, if we're talking, and I understand the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has broadened its definitions of rock and roll, but we're talking about one of the few people who's on here as a really true from start to finish rock and roller. She had rock and roll hits. You had, again, she covers a demographic, certainly. She was like the proto-Brandi Carlile in that regard, and to that extent. The Birkenstock and Subaru crowd absolutely adores her. But there's nothing against that. They know what they're talking about in this case.
That was like the most politically correct BS I ever heard in my life. Oh my God. Okay, so you're saying yes.
Yes.
You're saying yes.
On behalf of the ladies with the comfortable shoes, I am here for it.
All right, so Melissa
Happy
Etheridge.
International Women's Day, everybody.
Okay.
The ladies with the comfortable shoes sounds like a Wednesday afternoon church group that gets together, has mimosas and discusses literature.
So here's my opinion on Melissa Etheridge. I question her choices in life, like thinking that David Crosby would be a good sperm donor for her. I gotta question that one. But this is
the fact that the old boy had any swimmers going after the chemical offenses that man has committed, I think speaks volumes alone and deserved his second nomination into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Maybe Graham Nash said no. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he would have had to have been the first choice. But we're not talking about good choices or bad choices. We're talking about
coming to my window.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She is the queen of the LGBTQ.
At least certainly on this list.
Well, yeah, no, she is. I'm going to say yes to Melissa Etheridge. I think that she is definitely noteworthy and has had a great career, and I will say yes on that one. So we had 3 and an
abstention.
an abstention, but abstention is good because you didn't know.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to start with James on Lauryn Hill.
Ms. Lauryn Hill.
I'm not familiar with their music at all. I'm so sorry. I know that today was probably a bad day for me to be on.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This is educational.
Yeah.
We'll go with Corey's second on Miss Lauryn Hill.
So I don't think that having the one album, the Miseducation of Ms. Lauryn Hill, gets you onto the list. I don't even think her work with the Fugees gets with Wyclef Jean gets you onto this list. And again, I'm not here to complain about the people who didn't make it onto the list, but if I was going to, I would much rather see someone like Erykah Badu, who truly had rock and roll spirit from start to finish, getting nominated as opposed to Lauryn Hill. That being said, she's nominated and Erykah Badu is not. So
is that a yes or a no, please?
I'm putting in a no.
Dave, yes, no, why?
I kind of agree with Corey. I remember how groundbreaking that album was, not just on its own merit, but also for helping introduce a lot. Like, it was like a Grammy blowout that year. She won a lot of Grammys, and that was like a rarity for hip hop at the time. It really helped kind of gain footing, but I don't really remember hearing a lot about like other albums or like to the levels of some of these other artists. So nothing against her talent or work, but just for this discussion, I'm gonna have to say agree with Corey.
The other one I'm gonna throw in there with people who, again, I would have rather seen get a nomination at all. Roberta Flack has never been nominated,
and she has a bigger song.
Yeah, which was the song that ultimately with the Fugees made Ms. Lauryn Hill a household name. So like, I would much rather see her get nominated than Ms. Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, Roberta Flack.
I'm she's an absolute no for me. And I'll compare a male singer, and it's not even in the same genre, but there are guys like Billy Ocean who had like 3 giant albums in a row with giant songs in the 80s. And if Billy Ocean doesn't even get a sprinkle of love, I am not putting Lauryn Hill in before I put in a guy like a Billy Ocean who had a giant. I'll give you another guy. He's not in the Hall of Fame, and he probably is so borderline maybe, but Christopher Cross had the gigantic album like she did. The one gigantic album that was a super album, right?
Hit all the major categories in the Grammys.
Everything. And Christopher Cross, though, in his defense, then had a big hit with the movie Arthur's Theme. And then he had the General Hospital Laura song. So he did something afterwards. So if I was going to, again, go with that great album, whatever, I would go with a guy like him. I cannot see Lauryn Hill as a Hall of Fame. No, for me. So, all right, let's go. Corey, Billy Idol.
Why the was Billy Idol not already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Jesus Christ almighty. Like, come on. We're talking about, the dude looked like rock and roll. He acted like rock and roll. He almost died of a heroin overdose and didn't. He's so rock and roll. Like, come on. Between the work he did as the lead guitarist and singer in his band Gen X to being Billy Idol. Come on. Absolutely 100% with a rebel yell on a white wedding. Moni, 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 Moni. I'm screaming yes, 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 yes.
So we have a yes from Corey.
Yes, several yeses from Corey.
4 or 5 yeses.
Yeah.
Wait, James, can we get it? Can we get opinion on you on this one?
Yes, of course. Billy Idol, absolutely. Yes, 100%. Yes, yes, and yes.
All right. Dave.
Yeah, between, like Corey said, Gen X, solid rock performer, just iconic. Just the visual, you just know that by the name, a lot of very familiar songs. Before we go on, just generally, Corey, do you know roughly how many from this list have been previously nominated and didn't get in, if any?
the Black Crowes, Mariah Carey, Billy Idol, Joy Division, New Order, Oasis, Sade. Those 6 have been.
Okay, so about a third of them. Okay, thank you. All right, Craig.
So yeah, no, Billy Idol. Listen, he was in The Wedding Singer. Got to play his own self. I mean, how goddamn big do you got to be to play yourself in a movie, right? I mean, it's Billy Idol. But no, I mean, come on. He's one of the people that every year when we get on the show and I would complain on why is this person not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Billy Idol was always one of my top guys. Why the hell is he not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You know, I then berate some of the people that were in, and there's no way you're bigger than Billy Idol. So that is an absolute yes by me. All right. Let's get to one that's going to be a tough
Can I add one last thing? Billy Idol in some of the live productions of live performances and productions of Quadrophenia played the same role that Sting played in Quadrophenia, where he was the bellboy, who was like the kind of he was one of the Rock, not the Mods, but the Rock. He was the Godfather. He was a tough dude. It's a cool role, and I think when you're acknowledged by other rock and rollers for your sheer coolness, I think that speaks volumes.
I agree. All right, we had a unanimous Billy Idol vote here. All right, I think this next one's tough. Let's do NXS. I'm going to start. Corey, you start this one off.
So again, maybe I'm putting my own bias into it, but I have always been a gigantic fan of NXS. I think Michael Hutchence was like a Jim Morrison for the 1980s. He brought in a certain swag, kind of a combination of Billy Idol and Jim Morrison to a degree. He brought this swagger, this mystery. They carried that Ozzy energy across the globe with them. You know, it was extremely rock and roll, but at the same time, it had that new wave polish. It was really, 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 really sick.
So that's a yes.
Yeah, I absolutely. They're one of the bands I've been advocating for a very long time to get in, and I really hope they get their chance this year. I'm putting in yes.
Okay. Dave.
Yeah, I really like a lot of their songs. They had one album that was huge in the US, a few others that were not as big, that had, 1 or 2 hits. They definitely brought Australia. They had a unique presence. I still like to listen to their stuff, and I'm not putting this under the attractive and dead category, despite the situation. I say yes.
All right, James.
Pass. I'm not very familiar with it.
Bam, bam, bam.
The next one, I have a very strong opinion about, though.
I know you do.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
how about you?
I'm on the fence in NXS because
fair.
Obviously, this is an era that I know a lot about. NXS was on the radio all the time when I was hanging, and Lisa and I were going to clubs and things like that. Big album, big hits, good story, but they didn't last a long time. And I kind of feel that they were one rung down from the top guys in their era. They weren't the top. They were the next level down. And again, and I don't know if this is fair or unfair, I got to go back to some of my other groups that have not gotten in. If the Jay Giles band is not in, NXS is not in for me. If Jethro Tull is not in, NXS is not in for me.
Can I give you a counter argument on that one?
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, sure.
Since Depeche Mode and Duran Duran are in,
but they're bigger. They were bigger.
I guess.
Remember what I said. Those two were at the high end level. NXS was big, but they weren't that next level
Depeche
up.
Mode even?
Again, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think
I was not there. So again, I think of Depeche Mode.
And again, I'm not Australian. So maybe in Australia they were the rung higher, but to me, again, and this is not I like NXS. I really like NXS, but again, I'm just trying to be fair on how if I had a vote, I would vote no. So, okay. If that matters. I mean, I thought I gave good reasons. It's just,
no, absolutely.
So
2-1 and abstain.
Yes. All right, James, because we know that you have a strong opinion here. Iron Maiden.
Why the fuck are they not in? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
One of the best like heavy metal bands in the 70s and 80s. I mean, for God's sake, they should have been in like a long time ago. Absolutely.
This is their first nomination, even, which is even more disgusting.
It's a fucking travesty.
They pissed somebody off.
Yeah. Must be Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
Dave, what's your opinion on this one?
So even though I've never really like followed them, they were popular when I was a kid, but it was like hard metal that I just didn't really listen to much. I know how influential they've been, and like I feel like one of the few people I know who isn't a mega fan of theirs. So I will give them a yes.
All right, 2 for 2. Corey Riemann.
I think, again, we are talking about the epitome of heavy metal. I mean, and again, it's if we're going to talk about people who aren't, obviously Metallica's in, Judas Priest is in at this point. We are talking about not just the sound of heavy metal, the look, the iconography. Come on, Eddie, that's sick. Like the Bruce Dickinson is a pilot. He's like really freaking sick. One of the few bands that had the bass player is the founding member, songwriter.
So you're a yes. As to not spend 45 minutes.
They're the epitome of cool. Again, even as a giant heavy metal fan, like they're Iron Maiden. Hell yeah.
Seriously.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go on Dave's footing here. I am not a fan of Iron Maiden. I couldn't tell you a song. I'm not a fan at all. But they are one of the great of their genre. If you're one of the top of your genre and you made a genre, you were one of the biggest parts of the genre. I have to say yes, and I have to say it's really sad that it took this long to get there. Even though I am not a fan, as I said, I think it would be foolish to not have them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, yes, I believe Iron Maiden. So they got a clean sweep from the panel. All right. Here's one I think only one person's going to have that's going to say yes to. But let's start off with Corey Riemann on Joy Division.
Joy Division and New Order. So both bands, first of all, iconic in my brand. As a still currently depressed white boy from the suburbs and former high school depressed white boy from the suburbs with depression and whatnot. Joy Division, baby. Come on, more than just a t-shirt. And by the way, that cover is one of the most iconic up there with like Sgt. Pepper and whatnot and Dark Side of the Moon. But we are talking about the soundscapes that they made, just what Ian Curtis was able to bring forward. And then after his passing, for Joy Division to become New Order and then put out incredible pop hits like Blue Monday, they were groundbreaking. And again,
have they ever had a top 10 hit?
Every time I see you falling, I get down on my knees and pray. I'm waiting for that final moment. You say the words that I can't say.
That was popular, but not top 10.
And how does it feel?
And I like that song.
Me like you do.
All right. Yeah, Corey's a yes.
Yes.
Dave.
For both of them.
Yeah, they actually never had a top 10, but again, that's not the only thing, but certainly taking into consideration. My answer for this is similar to Iron Maiden. I know a couple of their songs, but I'm also familiar with a lot of the stuff Corey was talking about, how influential they were. How they
depressed white boys from the suburbs.
Well, I think they impacted other groups too, but other demographics. But yeah, they've survived a lot, and they're still just so iconic. So I'll give them a yes.
How would a freaking Hot Topic have survived without the selling of that T-shirt?
Okay, well, that's more reason for what my answer will be.
James,
No,
I'm assuming. Yeah, I would lean more towards no. They didn't really like do too much to me, unfortunately. So
I'm all right. It's a no for me.
Okay, Simon.
It's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Good.
all of them.
The Hall of Good.
Ooh, it's and speaking about the people that like Joy Division, I'm gonna tell you that never really my favorite group of people. Just saying in general, There's some great ones out there, I'm sure, who are big Joy Division fans, but
You unfortunately helped create one of them.
yeah, well, as I said, I'm not a big fan of most fans of Joy Division. So no, it's not my type of music. I don't think that, no, they're a good band. The song that you sang, there's a few songs that I've listened to. It's not like Pink Floyd where I will turn the channel immediately when the song comes on, but it's not a Hall of Fame band to me. No way. So we move on. And I bet there's only going to be one person that's going to have a strong opinion on this next band, and they're going to surprise the shit out of you what they're going to say. So let's start with James on New Edition.
Oh,
Thought I was leading up to someone else, didn't you?
I thought it was Oasis, honestly. I don't think I'm really too familiar with New Edition as much. I do have something to say about Oasis, though.
All right, we'll go there next.
Yeah.
Dave, do you know anything about New Edition?
Yeah, again, very few top 10 hits, but I know they were very influential as far as like the Boston youth group. There were several acts followed by, I think, from the same producer. And
Are you mixing up New Kids?
No, they were kind of an influence in the creation of. So it was the
Because
same
New
guy.
Edition had big hits.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had big hits.
Only a couple, but I just simply based on the influence and how well remembered they are, I'll say yes.
Yes. All right, we got a yes. All right, Corey Michael Riemann, what is your New Edition take?
First of all, Team Whitney. Second of all, again, they were a huge group. I can understand them getting into the Hall of Fame. I would, once again, this is one of those times where I would rather see a group like Boyz II Men who had a closer, I could see the family tree more directly coming from doo-wop and R&B and the early rock and roll from Boyz II Men than I can see from New Edition. But given the fact that they were as hugely popular as they were, how much they changed the scene on what they were doing, it's more of an impartial yes, but I guess a yes nonetheless.
And I feel like I had something.
And Bobby
to do
Brown
with
can
your
go
yes.
himself.
But I did I have something to do with your yes?
Dude, a little bit. I think you reiterated points that other people made, but like, I guess so. If you want me to say yes, yes.
Well, because okay, so the
And
person
you
I
talked me
did,
through it. You did talk me through it. I will give you that.
I was a fan. I like New Edition. Even though they're more 90s than 80s, obviously.
No, that's not right.
Like late 80s, early 90s.
They broke in like 83.
Did they?
Really?
Was it that early?
Yeah.
I don't remember it that early. Basically, and the reason I don't remember it that early, they were kind of like the Jackson 5 kind of ended. Michael became Michael. New Edition became the Jackson 5. So everything you kind of saw the Jackson 5 do, New Edition did, and it was this really cool boy band, and they had great songs. They were on every TV show you can imagine, and I liked it. That's when I was going to discotheques or dance clubs and stuff.
Disco.
And the New Edition stuff would come on, and it was a lot of fun. And to be honest, girls liked it. So if girls liked it and they wanted to dance with me, I liked it. It's a real simple scenario. That's how I judge a good song. Girls want to dance with me, even though I'm holding up the wall, and you come over and ask me to dance, then I like this song. So yes, we're going to go New Edition for me. Absolutely. It wasn't Bobby's fault. Whitney was a disaster. I go back to anybody who wants to see the true Whitney, go watch the Arsenio Hall show. When
You
she
leave
came
my
on.
girl alone.
Listen, you and my father, I know. Whitney was his homegirl from Newark, New Jersey. But
Leave her alone.
Whitney was a disaster. Please go watch the YouTube when she comes on Arsenio Hall, drunk, coked out, and just a disaster that day. And that was before Bobby. So I don't want Bobby getting blamed anymore. He had nothing to do with it. She was a disaster. He didn't help, but maybe she made him worse. Just saying. Putting that out there. All right. James, tell us about Oasis.
There are people out there that love Oasis. I am not one of those people.
Ooh.
I'm not a fan of the Gallaghers. I think they're assholes. I do not think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
That is a very hard no from James.
Yeah.
That is a hard no.
Yeah.
Corey, tell us about the one person who will be utterly disappointed in James's answer.
So I tried to get him on, but this evening, but unfortunately he is out in the great city of Boston. My boy Ricky dragged myself, Keith, and Francesca and it wasn't really dragging. We went to see the Oasis reunion show. I always liked Oasis very much, and we went to see it. And it was a hell of a production. I think they had. I mean, What's the Story, Morning Glory? That album, I think, had just so many power hits. I think Wonderwall itself has given itself new life. Champagne Supernova is magnificent. I mean, that album was one of those albums that made me say, damn. God damn. So did I buy the stupid bucket hat? Did I show up in all of my Adidas track attire? I absolutely did. Did it look like the Eras Tour for grown men? It absolutely did. Did we all walk around like a bunch of Manchurians? We absolutely did. I love it. I love them. I'm
so you maintain friendship with Ricky based on your answer. That is a yes. Ricky, the Greens will let you still hang out with them based on the Oasis answer. All right, Dave, tell me about your thought process here.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like their legacy is for many of the wrong reasons. Like, not that they weren't great musicians, but they had one album that was a breakthrough, and then everything else I remember about them was okay songs and bickering and why the brothers hate each other this week. And
you're not wrong.
I feel like that's why we're still talking about them 30 years after these guys should have been way bigger than they were legacy. So I gotta go no on this.
All right, we have two no's. We have one yes. So I am either a tire or a major decision against. So Oasis has some things that get me to consider them as a Hall of Fame band. Wonderwall is done by every cover band in the United States. Okay, for years and years, every open mic I ever went to and listened to, Wonderwall was played. When we used to go to karaoke, there were 5 people that would sing the damn song. Okay, they do have 2 or 3 other songs that are, pretty noticeable. They had the reunion tour and they sold out major arenas in moments. I personally know some people that flew from the United States to go watch them in England because they wanted to get better tickets there than they could get here.
Or at risk of the fact that they didn't make it to the American leg of the tour.
Yes, that was the other thing. So I'm going to base my answer, surprisingly, I am going to say that Oasis is one of those bands, even though I don't think that they're overall everything a cumulative thing. I'm going to give them a Sandy Koufax on this one. They've got the gigantic song, the anthem song, and because people they can still sell out major arenas, I am putting them in the Hall of Fame. All right, I know I shocked you because you didn't think I was going to go that way, but
I did not think you were going to go that way at all.
But like I said, they hit this certain criteria for me where I can say yes. All right, here's an interesting one. Pink, Dave.
I'm actually a big fan of Pink. I mean, just musically, but also I know she's one of those people who was, as she was rising up and trying to become famous, dealt with what a lot of younger, newer celebrities deal with, which is like, oh, I see that you're talented. Okay, so we're going to make you sing all these factory produced songs that are nothing like what you want, how you want to be creative. And like, I think she complied with one album, took a huge swing on her second album and said, screw the record companies. I'm going to do it exactly my way. She did it, and it catapulted her to stardom. She has continued to put out albums pretty consistently over the last 25 years. And I think 25 years is the minimum
Yes.
for eligibility. And she broke in like 2000, which means she's been like, this is the earliest she could be eligible. And they've
that just hurt me.
Why?
Well, I think Dave's point.
It was
still
25
relevant.
years ago.
Yeah.
She, unlike many of the people here, has been relevant every year she's been out there.
Yeah. And like continues to put, like, maybe her more recent songs are not as well known as earlier. That tends to be the case with most recording artists, but she continues to put out albums. She still gets chart hits and radio play. I think she hasn't lost a beat in 25 years. So I say yes.
James.
This was a tough one. I'm trying to like think about it in the back of my head, because I know she's still performing. I know she's had a lot of good songs, but I don't really see her as like more like Hall of Very Good. I don't think Hall of Fame.
Oh, so we have the Hall of Good, the Hall of Very Good.
Well, she got to the Very Good. It's better than my thing in the Hall of Good. She's the Hall of Very Good.
Hall of Fame, no. Hall of Very Good, yes. That's what I would say.
All right. So we have a no, but gave her honorable mention. All right.
Dad, where are you going to go on this?
Okay. I'm a fan. So we got to take fan away, right? Because I think she's super. I love her. I love her independence. I love that everybody loves. She's the Dave Grohl of females, like, right? Everybody loves Pink. Like, I have never heard someone in the business, no matter what, and when she goes on, as we know, I have to watch Kelly Clarkson every single morning because I wake up at 3:00.
What are you going to do now that this is the last season?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'll have to take more Sal Palmetto. I don't know.
I didn't hear she was wrapping it up.
But wow. Because here, I'm leaning on James is very good, but you know what? She's a nice Jewish girl. I like her. She's a sweetie pie. And you know what? I love when she sings with anybody. And you know what? If you can get me to not turn the channel and stick to watching the whole song, which she does no matter who she sings with. Plus, I remember her doing, remember when the actors and the actresses and the singers, they would do the circus acts? Yeah. I remember her doing like the trapeze and stuff. And she was cool with that.
She does that at her concerts. I've seen her live. She does like acrobatics out over the audience.
You both beat me to the point. Damn.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. So I'm putting Pink in the Hall of Fame. Yes. Corey, go ahead.
So I'm 100% putting her in. I think she's a powerhouse performer. She's a phenomenal songwriter, an incredible collaborator. I'm just a quick list of the variety of people she's collaborated with. Nate Roos from Fun. She did that whole Lady Marmalade thing from Moulin Rouge with Christina Aguilera, Kenny Chesney, Eminem. Her diversity is out there. She's a powerhouse performer. She always carried rock and roll energy, punk rock energy to her. She stuck it to the man. She's a fighter. She's, and she's a great influence. She's always been one of those first people to be out there, to be a mentor, to go out there. She truly embodies, the energy of not just rock and roll, but long live rock and roll. So as a lover of Joan Jett, as a lover of the Blackhearts, a lover of so many artists who came before her, and the incredible artists and incredible women that will follow in her footsteps, 100% have to put Pink in the Hall of Fame.
All right, 3-1 on this one.
Wow.
But James gave her a very good. All right, I'm going to start with this one.
Please.
Sade. So I'm the only one old enough to really remember Sade.
I remember.
I loved Sade. Listen, this girl, if you're a dude and you had a Sade song on with the young lady in the room with you with a nice bottle of whatever, she's the best thing that ever happened. Sade killed it. she's just an erotic type of look about her. She's just no, I mean Sade's she's just different. Like and so hell yeah, she's a Hall of Famer. And she had a bunch of hits in a row, a bunch of albums. So yeah, I'm a big yes for Sade. Dave, since you do remember her.
So to be technical, I believe that it's the name refers to both the woman who was the leader, but also the band. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Paul
yeah,
Denman, Stuart Matthewson, Andrew Hale, and Paul Cook, as well as Sade Adu.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, she's probably responsible for so many births.
Yes.
Among other things, but yeah, just a uniquely brought this like sultry jazz into pop in a very memorable way. I still hear her songs on their songs on the radio often, like the hits as well as even some of the not as big songs that are just still just as cool to listen to. That really smooth sound, and I think very influential. So yes.
All right, we got two. James, what the heck? Let's give you a shot at this.
I'm not too familiar, but the way you were describing, it sounded like she should be a Hall of Famer.
All right. Jeez. Okay. That was the best one yet. Dave and I got you going on that one. I know someone who's going to buy a Sade album tonight or tomorrow.
I'm definitely not ready for that yet.
Start with the greatest hits.
Practice runs.
Yeah.
Corey Michael Riemann, Sade.
So first of all, as Dave pointed out, laurels, flowers to the entire group. Those guys were, they weren't super trained jazz musicians. That was never their thing. They took their own talent and created this kind of fusion thing. They weren't aiming for that sound. That's the sound that naturally came from the members of the group together. Her voice is unlike almost anybody else's, but her influence shows. And if we've listened to that incredible Grammy-winning hit "Man I Need" by Olivia Dean, and you can't see and hear the influence of Sade in it, you weren't listening to the song right. And the only criticism I will ever give to Sade, the group, or the singer, is the one lyric from their biggest hit. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. Chicago is not on the coast. That is the only. It annoys me. Just like generals gathered in their masses, just like witches had black masses.
To Chicago, so LA, you go to Chicago. New York to Chicago. The two coasts come to Chicago.
But like, because you could have had but you would have had the line would have worked. Coast to coast, New York to Chicago, or New York, LA. It doesn't work without it, and I get it. Or coast to coast, LA and Chicago,
or LA to Miami.
66.
All right,
Chicago to LA is
or Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie fits the cadence.
Chicago.
LA to Poughkeepsie.
Sade wins.
Yeah,
for
it's
nothing.
The only criticism I'm giving them.
All right, now for a earthquake shattering phenomenal.
Oh man.
Go ahead, James. Start us off with Shakira and her hips.
Do you really? Absolutely. If I gave Mariah Carey in, Shakira's definitely it.
Corey.
Absolutely. We're talking about an artist who broke barriers, built bridges between pop charts. The Latin chart became significant. It didn't become significant because of Shakira, but the Latin charts' relevance to the American charts and to the English charts, I think, became much more significant through Shakira. She had some of that rock and roll energy. If you don't see a little bit of Tina Turner in Shakira and her hips, again, I don't know what you're watching, but
so that's a yes.
And yeah, you have a Super Bowl under your belt too. Doesn't hurt.
A very entertaining Super Bowl halftime show. They said.
Oh, it was very entertaining. Trust me. I watched every moment.
But J-Lo
and listened to every moment.
Anyway, Dave, your opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just the losing my words here. How the attention she brought into like the Latin scene and advanced that. the Craig Riemann rule of how nice she is to look at. And just, she's like, the average person probably can't name too many of her songs besides like Hips Don't Lie. But I mean, she did have a few good ones, and that was probably the standout. But yeah, just very, very influential. So yeah.
Baby Shakira.
And I know that was heavily sampled. I don't know all the originals, and I didn't know that till I was very familiar with the song. But what songs aren't sampled these days?
Yeah, no, that takes mastery.
How old is Shakira?
Let's find out.
I'm gonna guess 46
I
or
was gonna say
45.
45. I was gonna say around there.
I was in mid 40s. I'm definitely.
She is 49 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, what's more punk rock than tax evasion?
Okay, I was just gonna go there. So
Is that one of her albums?
No, it's one of the crimes she's committed in Spain.
I don't think she's allowed in Spain because there'll be an instant
She
arrest.
won't leave.
So one, any 49-year-old woman that could walk around in the outfits that she still wears, phenomenal. To shake those hips the way that young lady does, oh my God. I don't know one of her songs other than the one that Dave mentioned. I'm going to mention I don't care about any of her songs. I got to know
what
what
in the broadcast.
Yes, shaking, doing the hips.
Will Disney be able to show that broadcast if she gets inducted?
She probably needs a better accountant. And hopefully the accountant wasn't her ex-husband who dumped her. So there are some interesting little factors in her that might be a little negative to the Hall of Fame, but no, she's relevant for 25 plus years. She's had hits on many charts. She's terrific looking. I'm all in. Shakira's welcome to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Welcome to the Dilem-Monday Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You're in. You look like that at 49. I can shake hips like that. I'm all in.
Oh,
all right.
Can I just add in? Sorry.
I was just saying that would be a theme for this show, the Dilem-Monday
Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll.
Yes.
that might need to start becoming a thing. And I will just add in one thing: how upset it's making me to see artists like Shakira and Shakira on this list, because it's like, am I that old?
Yes.
And Pink, I'm like, am I that old? Oh my God.
That's yeah.
Oh.
All right. We're gonna move on because the show needs to end at some point. So I'm gonna go first because again, Luther is my era. So if I struck out somehow, and it took a lot to strike out with Sade, you put on Luther. She's a goner. There's no girl. You go from Sade to Luther. And by the way, that man was in the backup band for David Bowie.
Oh, you beat me to my point, you son of a bitch.
That's why I went first. So fuck yeah. No, but I was always amazed by that. Kudos to David Bowie for having the guts to put Luther Vandross in your backing band, dude. That's phenomenal. Luther could hold his voice with Whitney, with anybody. He took second to nobody. The man was phenomenal. Thank you, Luther. Thank you for helping a guy with no game out many times. You are sorely missed by this world. I'm all in. Luther Vandross. Corey.
A writer, a singer, and jingle writer, backup singer, producer. This man was a 5-tool player, on top of having one of the most incredible, if not the greatest, male voice in recorded history. We are talking about a powerhouse. We are talking about someone who no one shines a light to. The one person who can out-riff Whitney Houston when called upon it. And by the way, the beautiful relationship the two of them had, the friendship where both of them always, divas in their own right, both of them, but know what? They all never out of spite. It was never a bad thing. The two of them encouraged each other always. Luther was a powerhouse. Luther Vandross, why have any Hall of Fame that mildly touches this without including Luther Vandross in it. My God. Again, maybe the greatest male singer of all time, and I'll put that out there.
Greatest male singer. Wow.
He might be.
He might be.
He truly might be the greatest male singer of all time.
Hey, does Ruben Studdard win American Idol without singing Luther Vandross songs?
No.
Right? No way. No way.
He had, by the way, a song that was in The Wiz. He had what was the Funky Music is a Part of Me. The David Bowie song Fascination was written by him. Get It Right by Aretha Franklin. Like, he
would go on any show,
and he wrote
I made sure to watch it. I hate Oprah, but if Luther Vandross was on Oprah, I would watch the damn Oprah show to hear Luther sing. That's how good Luther is, and I hate Oprah. All right, James, go ahead.
I mean, absolutely. Come on, you got to put this guy in. I mean, if you're that talented enough to be the backup guy for David Bowie, yes, absolutely.
He was a young American. Young American.
Yeah,
that was the one he was on.
I know. Superstar. All right, Dave, Luther.
Nope. I think it's
shit. We lost him. Where's Dave?
We lost Dave.
Was that muted? Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys covered most of the points I was going to get to. Probably the only person on this list responsible for the purchase of more home pregnancy tests than Sade. And yeah, just the early work with like David Bowie, several other artists. He was in like a bunch of like studio groups, like disco groups as a backup musician, writer, collaborator. And it wasn't like an overnight thing. He slowly built up, collaborated with artists, had a number of minor solo hits before he was, became the legend he became. Gone way too soon. Yeah, 100%.
He was kind of like the Jennifer Hudson, with the giant voice that no one wanted to put him in the middle because it was just too good. And
but he could do it. That's the thing, though.
Well, no.
People were afraid to, but they shouldn't have been, just like Whitney.
Look, the guy was...
They grew up in the church. They grew up in the church choir. They learned how to... I think it takes more effort to be able to sing with other singers in unison and in harmony than it does to be a front person. I truly do.
And I'm, I said this the other day, not on the show or anything else. I was talking to Cody Bondra, who's, often on the show, part of the Dilemma band, a lifelong friend of Corey, personal friend of the show, one of the beginners of the show. Cody and I were in the car the other day, and we don't like to compliment Corey often, but we will. The one thing that guys learn in the Dilemma band who sing, they learn how to harmonize. There are a lot of lead singers or guys who normally can sing, but they can't harmonize at all. And one of the things that Corey has been phenomenal at doing, no matter who is in the band, when you're the other singer or singers, Corey has gotten those guys to sing background and do a fabulous job. So it takes a really good band leader and someone super strong. And probably because Corey was in the choir from, his entire elementary school all the way up, he learned how to do it. And I want to put Cody out there. Cody's one of the best harmonizers I've ever heard as well. Cody does super stuff. And for anybody, and there are hundreds of you, possibly close to 1,000 2 weekends ago at Stowe, Vermont, between the three shows. You heard some unbelievable harmonies between Corey and Cody out there. And, when you have guys who are normally lead singers and then have to harmonize, that is not easy. And it takes some really good listening skills and just being able to feel the music. And God bless Luther Vandross. He could do it all. So all in. But yes, I threw one out there. I don't always just make fun of Corey. So, Luther
did not just sing. He sang. He sang. He was a sanger.
All right. We saved the worst. I mean, we saved this for last. Okay. James, let's start with you on this one.
Oh, Oh man, it's a tough one. Because I can appreciate the Wu-Tang Clan. I don't think so. No, I'm gonna go no on this one.
We have a no. Dave.
I mean, this further underscores my insistence that this organization should change its name. And I'm not even kidding here. Rock and roll is a genre, and this is like the music hall of fame. Like I don't even want to say popular because it's not necessarily pop genre, but just well-known music. And calling Wu-Tang rock, I just don't. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I'll put this in the same category with Iron Maiden. I did not listen to this group at all, but I cannot deny the influence I know they've had in their genre. So I'll say yes.
All right, we have a 1-1. Corey Riemann.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Listen,
Is that a yay or nay?
And this is probably going to be the one that shocks everybody because but it shouldn't, because I said last year for our induction show that since we are talking about rock and roll as an energy more than a genre, to have some of the artists that we have in and to not include the Wu-Tang Clan, if there was a hip hop group that carried rock and roll energy to a degree, how is it not the Wu-Tang Clan? Cream, Wu-Tang Clan, Ice Cream, Protect Your Neck. We are talking about, some of the most important hip hop songs of all time. RZA, Method Man, Old Dirty Bastard, Ghostface Killer, GZA. These guys were crazy. They were cool. It's the closest punk rock and hip hop I think ever had to a perfect union.
So you're a yes.
I am 100% putting in the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang is for the children.
Corey, can I ask, you know a lot about this. If they get in, would that mean that this would be the first time there was a person in the Hall of Fame, either an individual or from a group, with the last name Bastard?
I believe so.
Okay.
There's just a lot of bastards in there, but
no, but I specifically meant that's the last name.
Both real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm 100% putting in the Wu-Tang Clan.
I heard Howard Stern say he just wants to put them in so he could say Wu-Tang forever. Yeah, he wanted to do that. I am more Wu-Tang never. No.
Protect your neck.
No. I don't care. I don't want Wu-Tang in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know it's unlistenable music to me.
Wrong.
Well, no, I'm not wrong if it's unlistenable to me. No.
I missed all the comments during the show. I'm just making sure that they make it onto the.
Yes.
Yes, True Faith was a good song.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not, but so based on our votes, so Wu-Tang does not get in. We had a 2-2 split. Luther, we had a landslide 4-0. Shakira, we had 4-0, right? Yeah. Sade 4-0. Pink was 3-1.
I think so, yeah.
Oasis was 2-2 or 3-1.
I think 3-1.
And who voted against New Edition? Anybody?
I think I didn't. I kind of wanted to, but didn't.
I didn't.
No, you voted for it.
I didn't vote.
All right, but that's so New Edition's in.
3 with 1 abstention.
Joy Division had. I was a no.
I was a no.
All right, Joy Division does not get in. Iron Maiden, I think we had a 4-0 deal, right? In excess, I was the lone no voter. Or were there two?
Didn't vote.
Oh, you didn't vote. Oh, so 2-1-1, they still get in. Billy Idol, we had a 4-0 sweep. Lauren Hall did not get in, correct?
Ms. Lauren Hill did not, no.
Melissa did. Phil Collins had a sweep.
I wouldn't even say it was against all odds.
No.
Yes, against all odds. Mariah, who I voted for her. Dave voted for her.
I did too.
Okay, Mariah got in. Jeff Buckley was the one true loser of the night.
Yeah.
The only unanimous no on the
No.
list.
And the Black Crows, I was the only dissenter.
I think so.
Yeah.
So 3-1, the Black Crows made it. We will have to see at the end of the day how our picks did do.
How many are getting in?
Usually it's 5 to 7 of actual regular performer categories.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's go with our unanimous decisions.
Phil
we
Collins, Melissa
Melissa,
Etheridge,
Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, Luther, Sade, Shakira.
So that's 8.
That's 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
So we did. I think we're there. All right. James, you pushing anything? Got anything to tell everybody?
Well, I went to Portland, Maine last weekend, and have you guys been there before?
love Portland.
One of the best foodie places in the world.
The only place next to San Francisco with more restaurants per square foot.
Oh my
That is
god!
correct.
Yeah. First time I was ever there. Great time. Highly recommend if you've never been there before.
And this is the time to go before it gets crazy in the summer and you can't get a parking spot anywhere.
Absolutely.
Our great sound man, engineer, lead guitarist Cliff Robin Seawald is from the area. He went to Portland High School, one of the 2 high schools there. So big shout out to Portland, Maine. Good times. Dave, what you got?
So hopefully Corey will throw up my links.
I will.
Promoting the comedy fundraising organization, Funny for Funds. If anyone wants to run a comedy night fundraiser, so it's not only about like putting the night together, but they take like sponsors. Like if you know that a local show is happening in your area, if you donate to the cause, they'll say your name at the show. If you got 100 people there, that's advertising. So there's a link there if anyone wants to run a comedy night fundraiser. That's the link. It'll come to me and I can work with you. Dave Sheehan Comedy, my regular site, promoting, Knights of Columbus in Hamden, Connecticut, this coming Friday the 13th. Iron Duke Brewing in Ludlow, Massachusetts on Friday the 27th of March. And you guys know I do roast battles periodically. On the last Sunday of the month, March 29th, I'll be doing one in New York at the Comedy Cellar.
Whoa!
Really?
Whoa! Whoa! What day?
The last Sunday of the month, March 29th.
All right.
Whoa! Okay.
I want to be there on that one. One, if
cancel anything, I'll find it. I'll find someone else to do whatever I have. That's
I'd love to have you guys go. The only thing I can say is I know that every show there sells out. So if you are able to go, I would say go online and buy in advance.
Yeah, I know. We'll take a look at that first thing in the morning. Okay, so this week, Wednesday.
Oh, should I do?
Well, do your album.
So, I mentioned it in all of its glory. This week's album of the week is by Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominee Joy Division. We're talking one of the most iconic covers of all time and some of the great music to come from it. Joy Division's Unknown Pleasure. Yes, it is more than a t-shirt that they sold at Hot Topic. This album, again, is dark. It's moody. It's mysterious. It is the white boy with depression anthem. It is out there. Sounds like no other group. Sounds like no other artist. Ian Curtis, in his 20 years of life, was just so freaking cool. Peter Hook and the things that he did on the bass. Oh my God. So one of my favorite records of all time. I was listening to it this morning. It's constantly every year on one of my top listened to on Apple Music. Yeah.
All right. Should I promote your show?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So Corey's going to be performing here a lot. He signed up with this group. He played Eli's on Whitney Avenue in Hamden last week. And this week on Wednesday, he will be at the Eli's in Brantford, Connecticut on Wednesday night. I think 7 to 9 or 7 to 10.
I 7 to 9. 7 to 9.
7
All
to
the
9.
Eli's gigs are 7 to 9.
Yeah, it starts at 7 to 9. Eli's food is fantastic. Should have a great time. Corey's never played at the Branford, so this will be the first time. I know Cody. It's kind of funny. Same person booked Cody and Corey, like wherever. If Cody's playing Whitney Avenue in Hamden, Corey's playing the Branford one. They kind of like flip flop all over. So kind of good taste on all parts. Yeah, that's I think that's all you got this week, right?
It is. I'm pretty hyped about that. And the next week I'm going to the Great White North. I will be in Ottawa, where I'm going to see it. And I'll give the Dilem-Monday schedule coming up, because for once I think we actually have a built-up schedule. Next Monday we will be doing year 2 of the Dilem-Monday fantasy baseball draft.
Yes.
Another classic, another favorite.
Champions.
The following week will be the release of my song Songbird, which will be happening while we're on here. We'll do an on-air release party.
Really?
And then I believe the following week, the Monday after Dave's show at the Comedy Cellar in New York City, I'm figuring out how to make this happen, and this is news to half of the panel. I would love to do What's My Line on Dilem-Monday.
Really?
Based on the original show, and maybe if we could figure out a way to get us here physically here, I can make this happen even easier. But I will talk to you guys about the details on that. But for legal purposes, it probably won't be called What's My Line. It will probably be called What's Your Dilemma or something. Shout out to Lisa Riemann on that one.
So we all know her dilemma. It happens.
She married you, procreated, and had me as an unfortunate problem. But she at least got one good kid out of the deal.
Alicia, right?
No, absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah. So that a lot of fun March programming here from your Dilem-Monday crew. Yeah.
By the way, for those of you, because we didn't have a show last week, correct?
We did not.
We were not on. So I know I spoke. My daughter is home. For those of you who did not know, she was in Abu Dhabi and Doha. Thank God she got home right before everything happened. So
this is a good a celebratory. Woo!
Yeah, no,
got out before the shit show.
And really thank God, because at the hotel she stayed in Abu Dhabi, the consulate that was right next door did get hit with a bomb, one of the missiles. So thank God my baby's home. She's good. She's in Boston, all good there. To the with Corey's the release, I'm super excited about that. Really probably the best engineered song that he's ever done. Cliff, what an amazing job he did.
Which after this, I need to see if I can add the Ford to Cliff for the credits there. I jumped the gun by just putting him as Cliff and not Clifford. Whoops.
Yeah, so Cliff did a great job. Isabel, Jack Taka, all on the album. And super shout out when you guys see the video that Zach shot. It's not completely done, but he showed us kind of like the scratch copy that he did, which last night, by the way, at 2:30 in the morning, I was watching and I saw Zach sent over. Hey, so that means Zach was working all day and all night, got that thing done, sent it out to us.
And he's got a super busy week this week, so that means he was still. He's like, I need something done with this for my own sanity.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody looking for videos for anything, Postfix is the way to go. Zach, he's just really good at it. And then big shout out to Karen Bella. Karen, tried to jump in today. Karen's been helping tremendously with the release of the song. Steph is putting things together to go with the campaign as well. We'll probably work with some other people along the way. You might see a re-showing of Alex, so we're doing a good job. But the one thing I do want to stress, and I'll keep doing it, remember, guys, if you listen to it on Spotify, the artist makes 1/100th of a cent. 1/100th of a cent. If you buy it online, it's 99 cents. Okay, 99 cents to help the artist, and this is a really good song. So I would ask, every single person, if you can go online when it comes out, 99 cents. We'll have all the links to go on there, because you know what? Last time we know that on Spotify, 310,000 people had listened to the Woo song, not the Wu-Tang Crew, but the Woo song, and at 0.001 penny for 310,000 listens, we made $31.
And there is some confirmable math here. I know that, whether, don't ask me, but there's something there.
And had everybody
okay,
put it 99 cents,
accountant.
we would have made close to $300,000, and we could have invested that on a lot of really good stuff in the community and everything else, and really moved other people along with that. So I encourage you guys, when you have friends who put out a great song, put out a great album, it's 99 cents a song. Pick one song from someone's album, buy it. And Corey's song is really good. Like, very rare you hear me like really going after on this one. There are a lot of people who did a phenomenal job on this, and so we'll keep pushing it. Obviously it'll come out, but thank you, everybody. It's 9:42. We're 12 minutes overtime, and
that's okay though. But yeah, donate to your local food bank. Enjoy every sandwich, and yeah, we will catch you next week for our fantasy baseball draft on Dilem-Monday.
Yeah.